Well, real happy that we didn't give in. Bottom of the ninth inning, obviously. Top of the ninth didn't go how we wanted, but real proud of the team for not giving up and believing. That dugout, if anybody that was at the game heard that dugout, they were still ready to try to win that game. Leadoff walk helped. Chris got the bunt down, and then obviously the big at bat there at the end with Noah doing what we think Noah can do.
We'll start with it.
Mark, Jordan looks at strike three there. What were you thinking right there with Campbell coming up, who's been hot of late, but still watching Jordan take that third?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you're disappointed. I mean, he needs to try to get a swing off there. He knows it. We know it. Everybody knows it. But you still, at that point, you felt like you still had one of the best hitters in the country coming up, so you still have a chance. At that point, you're hoping for probably a single to tie the game, especially once he got to 2 strikes. When he got to 2 strikes, and guy hung a pitch, and he was able to put a great swing on it. So at that point, you still felt good because you had a great hitter. But with 2 strikes, you didn't expect the home run.
I'll say it right.
Mark, you lost a heartbreaker on opening day. Now you won 5 in a row. And to win a game this way, what does this do to the spirits and the confidence of your team?
Well, I think it's more evidence to this team that they should never give up. We fall behind. We've had comebacks now where we were down 6 and we came back to win. We had a comeback today where we gave up 3 and we're about to have our heart broken, and we came back with 2 in the ninth. So I think it shows this team that you need to have resilience, and so far we have enough players to take advantage of that.
Mark, obviously you trust Sawyer so much, even to get 7 outs. He didn't have it in that 3rd inning. Is that something that you guys have to keep an eye on, or was it just he ran out of gas? What happened in that
Well,
night?
I think he ran out of gas, and I think it's up to us as coaches to monitor that. And we got him out of there. Obviously, he didn't finish that inning, but probably needed to do it a little bit quicker. We have so much faith in him that you kind of think he can overcome even when he's not at his best. Just couldn't do it today, but obviously we're continuing to evaluate how often we can use guys. He got us a big save earlier in the week, and maybe it was just a matter of having him, not be able to do that twice in 1 week where he goes extended innings. We have to continue to learn the different roles for our guys, and obviously we have experience with him from last year, but it's a new year, and we just need to see, is he stronger? Do we need to use him exactly the same? That's all part of the learning process.
You mentioned resiliency after that 2-run fifth for Utah Valley. Luke and Chris have home runs in back-to-back innings. What's that say about the kind of players they are and how mature hitters they are waiting kind of for their pitch?
Well, I thought it was good to see Chris. Chris obviously needs to be a key part of our team this year. He's playing really well over at first base, and so to get some offense out of the position is going to be important for us. So that was great to see him get off there and get the home run, and the other home run obviously just as important.
Top right.
With your team forcing 3 straight, 3 up, 3 downs in the first 3 innings, just what do you think helped your team accomplish that?
Well, Dylan Harley was pitching really well. Again, he needs to go deeper into the game. Their guy went 7 innings. Our starter went 4. So we need better out of our starting pitching. He's more than capable of doing that. But it's progress from last week. Last week he got to the 3rd inning and kind of hit a wall. Today he went further. He had no walks today, so I think that's encouraging.
Staying with Dylan, was it just a matter of him getting the second time in the lineup and they kind of barreled him up there a couple times?
Yeah, a little bit, and again, that's part of his learning process. He was at 65 pitches, so the pitch count wasn't too high, but they were starting to measure him a little bit, and that's, again, he'll learn how to use all his pitches, and he'll learn, what I liked about him today is that he didn't look like just a thrower. Last week he was throwing 94, 95 and just trying to see how hard he could throw it. I thought his poise was better today. He looked much more like a pitcher. He was more in that 90 to 93 range, and because of that, didn't walk guys and went deeper into the game. Now we want to see that next step as well.
Luke had 2 more RBIs today, Big Ed. I think he's got 10 RBIs now. How has he settled into his role on this team?
Yeah, I think he's very much respected on this team by the coaches, by his teammates. Works really hard, loves to play. He's really battling behind the plate. He's getting better there every day, and he's hitting cleanup and giving us really good at bats. So I think he's a guy that has earned a lot of respect in that locker room.
Kind of a follow-up to Chris. You mentioned him. What have you seen out of him at first base defensively, and I guess is he separating himself from Josiah and Jordan at this
At this point, as the senior, as a guy that really does a nice job over there around the bag, I think he deserves the right to get that opportunity. The home run today obviously helps that, but his defense has been really, really good. He gives us a veteran presence. We have so many new players playing for us right now. It's nice to have a veteran presence there on the infield to try to keep a steady ship.
Mark, I know that 6 games in, you can't define anything in themes, but it seems like through these early, you guys getting one bad inning and something just keeps the sounds keep compounding. What do you tell your guys about that?
Yeah, the key to that is one, you need to try to avoid them. Usually they're brought on by walks and errors. That was not the case today. We had 2 walks today and no errors. So I told the team that's why we were able to win a 1-run game. But you just have to try to minimize the damage when you find yourself in those innings. Veteran teams usually have a way to know how to minimize damage. That's what this team's going to have to learn. But the reason why we gave up only the 2 spot in the 5th inning instead of maybe a 4 or 5 is because we played good defense and we weren't walking guys.
Also with Noah, really bad first game of the season, but since then he's been great. Did you guys talk to him after that first game and say, 5 Ks, it doesn't happen often, but it happens sometimes? And how did he handle that?
He's fine. He's such a mature kid. He knew he just needed to relax, and get in his rhythm as a player. He's a really good player. He knows it. We know it. Just about everybody knows it. So for whatever reason, he had 2 bad opening days, but he had a really good freshman season. I think he's going to have a better sophomore season. He had a great summer, so he'll be fine. He needs to continue to learn how to relax and play his game.
2 home runs in 2 days for him. Do you expect to see that kind of power out of him this year?
Yeah, he's a guy that can drive the ball. He really is. And you don't want him to go up there trying to hit home runs. You want him trying to hit the ball hard on a line. And when he cuts it a little bit, it's going to carry out of the ballpark because his hands are so quick. So that's the byproduct of having a guy with really quick hands, and he's flat through the zone. When he catches it right, it won't just be a single. He can hit out of the ballpark, especially in our ballpark.
Anything else, Coach?
All right, thank you.